Rutgers fans have been there from the very beginning. The birthplace of college football. Undefeated seasons, conference championships, national rankings, a streak of 5 consecutive bowl games, the Big East, the Big Ten. Loyal fans whose pride endures. And from the minute Coach Ash and his Knights step off the team bus, they are greeted with love. Through the Scarlet Walk and in the stands. In fact, it's infectious. A young team believing in itself. And a proud coach delighted by the smiles on the faces of those young men under his tutelage.
I know what we're here for, bro. It's a beautiful day, man. There's blessings right here. Take a look around and appreciate the love. So let's go get this dub. Hey, 10 strong on 3. 1, 2, 3. 10 strong.
Go ahead and get started. Obviously, this is a first being in here, back-to-back victories, so it's a good feeling. Really excited about our players. Again, we didn't play a great game, but we made the plays we needed to on defense and special teams to win the game, and it's okay to win games like that. There is no turning point. You don't win those games in the last 8 days. You win games in the offseason, back of the offseason, spring ball, summer conditioning, training camp. That's when you win these games. You just don't want to lose your team during tough times and adversity.
Energy out here today, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
That's really I guess the testament to our players is we have been through some tough times, close games, some tough losses, and we stayed together. And we kept battling, kept fighting, and kept getting better.
It'll bounce. Knox picks it up on a hop and is buried at the 16-yard line by Bailey. Purdue will start deep in their own end.
Anytime you can start the game the way we started, we got pretty good field position to start. They drove the ball. We stopped them, which was great. We got the ball, went down and scored a touchdown. It's the way you want to start football games. You talk about starting fast. Let's start fast.
And Edwards breaks a tackle, and Edwards on the run. Gus Edwards.
Great job by the offensive line. The defense showed a lot of penetration, so I just pressed the hole. And because of the offensive line doing such a great job of sealing their blocks, it was wide open. I just had to beat everybody on the perimeter.
It's not just Gus. That was a good job by the offensive line to at least get him started, and then it was a tremendous individual effort on his part to pull through some tackles and take it all the way. I mean, I love that kid.
We're just doing everything technically sound as a whole five. We're taking our steps. Our communication is being, awesome right now. I can hear Tariq all the way on the other side, giving calls. In the past, that's not something we were the best at, but right now our communication is key. And I think that's why we're moving the ball and everyone's on the right page.
The identity is toughness and brotherhood. They did it for each other.
Coach Ash and the staff have done a good job with us, preaching hard work and, playing our game and limiting the stuff that we do to lose ourselves the game. So, like, for example, the turnover, stuff like that we control, our penalties. Just stuff like that we can help, win the game for ourselves. I think that what we did today, we didn't have any turnovers. We forced turnovers on our defense, and that's the reason why we won the game.
3rd and 19. Oh, he's got it. Rashinio with Blackshear down the sideline. Blackshear, touchdown.
I was, picking myself because I missed the first one. And then we ran the same play, and he came open again. It was, felt really good to hit him. I told him I was going to hit him again once we run the play.
Freshman year going good, but I couldn't do it without my line. The seniors in front of me helping me, so it wasn't for them. I wouldn't be the man I am today.
Hey, 10 strong on 3. 1, 2, 3. 10 strong.
Sindelar looking deep, looking for Phillips, and it's intercepted. Picked off by K.J. Gray.
I feel like we just played harder. We wouldn't quit, we wouldn't give up, and we had the mentality that we weren't going to lose.
Pressure up the middle, looking deep for Mahungu, and it's intercepted. Damon Hayes with the pick.
really a difference in the game. 2 takeaways on defense. We didn't turn the ball over at all on offense. That was huge. Holding them to 3 of 15 on 3rd down was huge, and then the 4th down stops that we were able to get in that game were huge. Again, just really excited about our team, and we challenged them, several weeks ago after the Ohio State game to bounce back and show tremendous grit and resolve and brotherhood, and they've done that.
The atmosphere is great in there. It's always good when we get a win. Just got to keep going and get more wins, and just keep doing what we're doing.
And punting the ball the way we did to flip the field position was outstanding. Not only the snaps, the punter, but the coverage also was great for most of the day out there, and it was just big part of the victory. And
Blau on the roll. Blau too late. Back over the middle, incomplete. Rutgers by a pair.
It's huge. It's huge. We're definitely making a name for ourselves, and we just got to keep going and do what we do, and keep going back to work every day.
So we got a great momentum right now. We just got to keep building off of that.
Winning last week from Illinois and winning this week is definitely changes our mentality of everything.
it's not significant for me, it's significant for these players. They're the ones that put in a lot of time. I work for the players, and the fact that I get to watch them celebrate the way they have the last 2 weekends, that's all the gratification I need. That's the only thing I worry about. I don't care if it's 2 wins in a row, 3 wins. Every Saturday we get 1 win, and they get to celebrate like that. Man, that's so rewarding as a coach, and that's all I care about.
Consecutive Big Ten wins, smiles in the stands, on the field, and in the locker room. This is Our Football with Chris Ash. This week we sit down with the head coach and revisit the Scarlet Knights' win over Purdue. Then we switch from talking with the Knights who play on Saturday to the Knights who play on Sunday and those who play in the grandest stage of them all, the Super Bowl. And we look ahead to the next Big Ten challenge as the Scarlet Knights prepare for a trip to Ann Arbor to take on Michigan. It's all just ahead this week on Our Football with Chris Ash.
Tenacity. A lot of time, a lot of effort.
Play extremely hard.
Be consistent.
Aggressive.
A bunch of fire and passion.
I represent New Jersey.
Chase that dream that we all want.
Just want to hear that cannon as you score.
Touchdown!
Atmosphere is electric.
Stadium gets real loud. He demands, perfection. When he asks for something, he wants it to be done.
Try to get to the dot. You quit.
To know that our program is on the rise.
Goes over the top and the toss is there. Touchdown catch.
This program going to another level.
Head strong on 3. Head strong on 3. 1, 2, 3. Head strong.
Our Football with Chris Ash is brought to you by RWJ Barnabas Health, New Jersey's largest hospital and health system. By Coca-Cola, taste the feeling. And by Nissan, a win for your team is a win for you too. There's nothing quite like it, except driving a Nissan.
Let's get this thing started now. Don't stop now, I wanna see you work.
Back-to-back wins in the Big Ten. Hi everybody, I'm Bruce Beck along with the coach. Welcome to Our Football with Chris Ash. Coach, what does it mean to the program to, for the first time in school history, have back-to-back Big Ten conference victories?
Well, it's huge. It's huge for our players. It's huge for our program. It shows progress. Just really excited for our players, our fans, and everybody in the organization to be able to celebrate back-to-back victories like that. Whether it's in conference or out of conference, it's a great feeling.
It wasn't a Rembrandt, but when you win games that aren't perfect, isn't that a big step?
It is. We found a way to win games, and typically, at least in the past, we would have found a way to lose that game. It says a lot about our character and our brotherhood and just the way that we can come together and find a way to make those plays that you need to in critical situations that help you win a game.
Second down and 4. Here's Edwards. And Edwards breaks a tackle, and Edwards on the run. Gus Edwards.
Gus Edwards really set the tempo with a 74-yard touchdown run. What about his performance?
Outstanding. I just like the way the team started. We kicked the ball off, got good field position, got him pinned in there, made him punt. Our offense got the ball, second play, boom, out the gate for a big run. Great job up front blocking, and then Gus just a tremendous individual effort and showed his speed as he ran away from the defense.
It's funny because the week before we talked about the fact that he was so balanced, no run longer than 15 yards. Now he breaks one.
Yeah, well, it's good to see. We need those explosive plays, and it's the biggest explosive play we've had in the run game this year, so hopefully we can get a few more of them.
3rd and 19.
Oh, he's got it.
Rashino with Blackshear down the sideline. Blackshear, touchdown.
And another big play, Raheem Blackshear with the 35-yard reception. What about the way that came together?
Yeah, it's great. We like the matchup with Raheem coming out of the backfield on whoever they would be putting on him, and we'd done it earlier in the game and went back to it again, and just happened to have the right defensive call on where it worked out well, that we had that right matchup and a good throw by Gio, and Raheem did a nice job cutting back to get it in the end zone.
I don't think you can evaluate Gio Rashino's game by stats, do you? Because he managed the game well, he's playing a little banged up, and he's playing a gutty type of football.
Well, the real reason we won this game was we didn't have any turnovers for the first time this year.
That's big.
You know, we were +2 in the turnover takeaway battle, and that really is the difference in the game, because if we would have turned the ball over the way we played, we would not have won it. And it starts with the quarterback. He protected the football, didn't put it into harm's way. Running backs did a great job holding on to the ball, and that was a huge key in the game.
Defensively, we heard a lot the term bend but not break. I think that was applicable here.
Yeah, that's not the way we coach. That's not the way we want to play defense, but you know, that's exactly what it was. You know, we gave up some yards. Purdue did a nice job schematically. They put in a few different wrinkles that we had not seen. It took us a while to get adjusted to them, but once we did, we shut things down. But they've got a lot of offense. There's a lot of gadgets there, and they put a lot of stress on us defensively. But we rose up and made the plays. When you combine 3rd downs and 4th downs, I think they were 4 of 19 in those situations. And anytime you can do that well in those situations, you're going to have a chance to win.
Looking deep, looking for Phillips, and it's intercepted. Picked off by KJ Gray. Play action. Sindelar with pressure up the middle, looking deep for Mahungu, and it's intercepted. Damon Hayes with the pick.
And talk about your 2 big picks, because as you mentioned, when you force turnovers, you've got a chance to do something.
Yeah, they were critical. The first one came from KJ Gray late in the first half, and it was a huge play. They'd gotten good field position. They did a double move on Isaiah Ward, and KJ was playing in the middle of the field, read the quarterback's eyes, went up, made a great play. Sent us into halftime on a good note. And then Damon Hayes, same thing. They tried to double move him in the second half. He'd been beat on a double move last week against Illinois, and great for Damon. He played it well and went up, made an outstanding interception. That was huge in the game.
Can we talk about the punter, Ryan Anderson? He put 4 inside the 20. What about his overall performance?
Yeah, he did an outstanding job. He killed the ball, changed field position for us. He did a great job on a pooch punt late in the game to pin him on the 10-yard line. Our coverage units yesterday, again, you talk about the turnover takeaway battle was so important. Our coverage units, our punt team and our kickoff team really were the change in that game also because of field position. Our kickoff coverage team pinned their offense inside the 20-yard line 3 times yesterday. Our punt team had, like you mentioned, the punts inside the 20-yard line and the last one, the pooch on the 10-yard line. That changed the field position, and that was huge in that game.
Purdue will go for 2 to tie it up.
Is your heart pounding on the last play where it's 14-12 and they're trying to tie it with a 2-point conversion? What did you see there?
I didn't want to watch, to be honest with you, but great character by our players. You know, we work on those situations all the time. We haven't been in a 2-point play situation this year, but there are just certain plays that offenses run traditionally in there, and we work them all the time. And you know, it's great for the players to be able to match the routes the way they did, put pressure on the quarterback the way they did, force a bad play. It worked out exactly like we had talked about.
Blau on the roll. Blau, too late. Back over the middle, incomplete. Rutgers by a pair with 25 seconds to go.
What did it mean to share this victory with the Rutgers faithful on homecoming weekend?
It was everything. It was huge. You know, to go on the road and win a game is awesome, but to be able to win games here at home. I walked out of the Hale Center Saturday night after the game, And it was just such a great sight to see players and their parents and families mingling together and getting ready to go out and hang out, go to dinner, whatever they're going to do. And to be able to do that at home for those families is awesome. And to watch our fans at the end of the game be able to celebrate a victory like that here at home was great.
Next stop for the surging Scarlet Knights, Michigan Stadium. We'll preview the game against the Wolverines later in the program with the coach. More RFootball coming up in a moment. RFootball with Chris Ash is brought to you by UPS. With UPS Next Day Air, your package is guaranteed overnight delivery, so your Scarlet Knight gear can arrive just in time for game day. And by High Point Solutions. We deliver practical and strategic business technology solutions. This segment of the show is sponsored by RWJ Barnabas Health.
Hi, I'm Yvette Rooks, Chief Medical Officer for Robert Wood Johnson Barnabas Healthcare for Sports Medicine. I want to encourage you to continue to keep your preventive screenings as a priority in your life. So go in for your immunizations, for your breast cancer, for your testicular screenings, but keep preventive medicine screenings a priority.
Nights in the NFL, when you see guys in the Super Bowl like Sanu, Harmon, Ryan, McCourty, what does that mean to the program?
It shows that success has happened here, and it shows players that you can reach your dreams and goals here at Rutgers. Because at the end of the day, every player that goes to college, they have a plan A and have a plan B. Everybody has a dream of potentially playing in the NFL. And when you have 5 players from this university and from this program that played in the Super Bowl, the highest level of football, you know that you can get that done here.
Going professional in anything is difficult. Even getting a job in your field of study isn't easy. In football, the percentage of college players who make it to the NFL is 2%. A chance to play in the Super Bowl? Well, that's even lower. Last year, Rutgers tied for the most players represented in pro football's ultimate game, an achievement to be proud of.
Low, wobbly kick. Woods at the 15 gets popped hard by Devin McCourty. Fires it left, intercepted Logan Ryan. Change fields, running to the right, and he's dragged down from behind. Terrific play by Jonathan Greeny.
Seen a lot of this here in the first half. Sanu, left side, into the clear.
And those players will be the first to tell you what got them prepared for that special moment was the time spent on the banks of the old Raritan.
Rutgers was a very pivotal point in my life. They got me prepared as a man and as an athlete to be able to, be where I am today.
I stayed home. I went to Rutgers, man, and I accomplished everything I wanted. I'm in my second Super Bowl.
Once you get to this spot and this opportunity, you realize all it did was prepare you to go out there and do whatever needs to be done as far as playing, preparing, being a leader.
That is what's helped me get here. It's what's helping me stay in the league, and it's going to help me continue to be in the league and make plays in the league.
Those guys definitely come back and they try to shut knowledge on us as a team, and they try to give us, certain pointers on what to do in order to make it to the level they're at now.
It just always open doors just for, guys here and open eyes, and it's extra motivation.
To see them on the field and, talking about, going against each other in practice, and now they get to play against each other in the Super Bowl was very inspiring. And, all of those guys are great role models and guys that everybody should be aspiring to be like.
Yeah, that's every kid's dream, to be in the NFL, especially to see the alumni, making it to the NFL. You just watch them on TV. It just, give you more motivation, wanting to do good.
Just trying to keep the Rutgers legacy going with Rutgers athletes in the NFL. People seem to forget we still produce a lot of talent out of here with good character guys who go and compete at a high level.
They got me ready mentally, physically, and emotionally. I'm forever grateful.
And was able to accomplish everything I ever wanted to accomplish there, getting drafted in the 3rd round and the Patriots.
I learned all that right at Rutgers, so very blessed I've had that opportunity.
Get up. 1, 2, 3. Take off.
Rutgers getting set this weekend to go to Ann Arbor to take on the Michigan Wolverines, who come off a very tough loss at Penn State, where they were totally outplayed. Penn State had over 500 yards against that vaunted defense. How does that impact your preparation?
Oh, it really has no bearing on our preparation. We got to go get ready for a really good Michigan football team. They're loaded on both sides of the ball in all three phases. They've got great players, great schemes, really good coaches. You know, they'll bounce back. You know, they always do, and it's going to be a tremendous challenge for us to go there.
There's so many guys on that defensive side of the football who can make plays. Do you prepare in a certain way for that type of team, that type of defense?
Yeah, I mean, they're a very, very aggressive defense. They play man-to-man almost exclusively. They bring pressure on the majority of downs. So, yeah, we've got to prepare a certain game plan to try to defend that type of stuff. And we got to stop the run, you know, with their offense against our defense. But, you know, they lost a lot of players from last year, but they've got a lot of good players still there, and you'll see a pretty good football team.
Coming off consecutive wins, does this game become a barometer game in any regard to see where you're at as a program?
No, we just got to keep getting better. You know, there's no one game that right now defines us either in a positive way or negative way. It's just we got to keep getting better, and that's the way I look at it.
Chris, a lot of this month is on the road. How difficult is that?
It's going to be a difficult challenge. When you go on the road and you play in the stadiums and against the teams that we're going to in this league, the focus has to be there, the attention to detail has to be there, and you just got to ratchet everything up that much more.
Can this road trip, or do road trips in general, galvanize a football team?
Oh, absolutely. It is at times good to take your show on the road as long as you're prepared the right way and you can go and perform the way you need to. But, you know, road games can be fun too, but they're going to be a challenge.
Is this a fun week of practice when you get ready for a road game against the Michigan team?
Every week's the same, you know.
Fun's not the right word.
Yeah, I don't know if fun's the right word. I mean, they're hard work. They're challenging. We do try to have fun with our players, but you know, it's work. You know, and our players get that. They embrace that. And we've got to show up. We've got to work.
What's the morale like right now around this program?
There's great spirit, you know, right now, great energy. Players are really bought in and believe in what we're doing. We just have to, again, we accomplished the mission against Illinois. We reset our focus. We accomplished the mission against Purdue. We got to be able to do it again. And we got to do that week after week after week and just have great preparation, great focus, great togetherness. I think that's what we have right now.
Chris, it takes time, but do you get the feeling right now that you're making those steps, that you're building the blocks that you need to?
I felt this whole season that we've made a ton of progress. Our record maybe still not what we want it to be, but we're going in the right direction. We got a lot of games left. We got some very difficult challenges ahead of us the rest of the season. But you look at our games, you know, right now, we've been in every game in the fourth quarter with a chance to win except the Ohio State game. We've been in the fourth quarter with every game and had a chance to win every one of them. Didn't work out that way, but that's progress to me. Now we got to continue to find ways to get that done in the fourth quarter.
It's always good coming off a win, and even better coming off 2 wins. Coach, good luck to you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
That's it for this edition of RVision with Chris Ash. We'll see you next week, everybody.